right, so we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together and guide yourself all the way back down onto your mat. If this ever becomes too strenuous on the hips or the knees this early on, feel free to prop up your hips or the thighs with a bolster or with some pillows, anything to take the tension out of your hips. And then bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just start to connect with your breath here. Taking really full inhale breaths, feeling the belly rise, the chest rise, the rib cage fill. And then exhaling from the chest into the ribs, into the belly. Just really starting to become present with your breath, with your body, with how you feel in your body today in this moment. And with your next inhale breath, bring your hands to your outer thighs and just start to gently guide your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then putting one hand on each knee, keeping the knees together, just start to make some smooth circles to the right. Just finding a nice little massage on your sacrum. And then the reverse directions on your circle, taking it the other way. Breathing into any areas of stuckness you might be feeling. And then keeping the knees right through the center, bring your arms out to a cactus shape. Drop the knees over to the left as you gaze to the right, or you can always keep your gaze neutral if that feels better onto your neck. Feeling your breath into your upper right rib cage here, and feeling if you can use your exhale to find a little more space. And inhaling the knees through center and dropping them over to the right, gaze to the left, or again, you can keep your gaze neutral here. Just find what feels better for you. It could feel different from one side to the other. Keeping the breath nice and full. Then with your next inhale, drawing your knees back through center. Bring your hands behind your thighs and just start to gently rock and roll along your spine. Feeling if you can feel each one of the little bones on your spine make contact with the earth. And then your next time up, coming into your tabletop position. You can get there any way you like. Whatever feels good for you. And then coming into your tabletop with your fingers spread really wide, your shoulders over your elbows, over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And then from here, before we get into our cat-cow, just feel your shoulders drop down. So you're retracting your shoulders, feeling your shoulder blades come closer together, almost like you could squeeze a pencil between them. And then as you exhale, press the earth away from you and find some rounding and hollowing of the upper back here. So we're dropping into the shoulders, finding a little more space, and then exhaling to press away. A couple more like that. Inhaling as you lower, exhaling as you press. Be mindful here not to let your tailbone go. Draw your navel into your spine so you have some engagement through your core, and you won't be feeling this in your low back later. And then pause somewhere in between. So you're not quite all the way down into your shoulders and you're not quite pressed all the way. So you're somewhere in the middle here. And as you inhale, now you can relax the tailbone, tilt it up towards the sky, look to the sky for your cow pose. And then as you exhale, rounding and curling, pressing the earth away, really exaggerating the roundness in the upper back for your cat pose. And inhaling to arch. Exhaling to round. Inhale. Exhale. So you can move as slowly as you like, really feeling the bones of your spine articulating, taking the full length of your inhale and the full length of your exhale. And now from here, we're going to add on. Once you're in your cat pose, pressing the earth away, can you bring your hips back to your heels so you're in a child's pose? Just taking a breath or two here, but we're going to keep it moving. You can always widen the knees here as well, if you need to, or you can keep them right under your hips as they were. Press into the hands, inhale up and into your cow pose once again. Exhale, rounding and curling like an angry cat back to your child's pose. Inhale up. Exhale, round and curl as you sink back. So you're hopefully finding a little more length through the sides of the body, even through the armpits, into the triceps. Finding a little more length here. And just starting to warm up through the spine. Now, next time you're back into your child's pose, stay here, relax your forehead down, and start to walk your hands over towards the right side as far as it feels good to go, and you can bring your forehead with you. Now really breathing into the left side body, into the upper arms, even into that hip, really drawing your left hip down and back. And then slowly walking your hands through center and over towards the left side, bringing your forehead with you. And instead of allowing the shoulder to collapse, can you find a little bit of lift through the armpit here? And you'll find even more sensation through that right side. And then one more breath here. And starting to walk the hands back through center line, come into your tabletop once again. Now staying here, just tuck your toes under, press the earth away from you, engage through your core, and just start to hover the knees, just a few inches off of your mat. So just starting to activate the core a little bit here. Really feel what's doing the work for you. Holding and breathing. And then from here, just starting to tap the knees down and then exhale to lift. Inhale as you lower, exhale, use your core to lift. Got 8 more here. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, stay with your breath for 3, for 2, on 1, hold that lift, and then exhale, lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And just taking some time here to pedal out the hips, bend one knee, and then the other. Let your head and neck relax here. Take a peek at your feet. Make sure your feet are at least hips width distance, but if it feels good, you can take them mats width distance, and same with your arms. You want to start with them shoulder width, but if that doesn't feel good, take them out even wider. Just work with what feels good for you today. Not every body is the same. In fact, no body is exactly the same, so you have to find what works for you here. Then from here, start to lift your heels as high as you can, so you're on your tippy-tippy toes. Tilt your tailbone up towards the sky, and then start to bend your knees, draw your chest down towards your thighs. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, straighten your legs, lift your hips. Exhale, release the heels down. Again, inhaling, lifting through the heels. Exhale, bending the knees, pressing your chest against your thighs, as close to it as you can. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, heels down. One more time like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale, hips high. And exhale, soften the heels down. Even if it means you bend your knees, that's fine. Keep the knees soft. It doesn't matter if the heels ever touch the ground or not. The most important thing here is to find that upside down V shape with your body. And from here, lift the heels once again and start to ripple forward into a plank pose. So really engaging through the legs, pressing the earth away from you. Then from here, start to lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Roll your shoulders down your back, start to walk the hands back just a little bit, and then bring the tops of your toes down towards the earth. If it feels good, bring the feet together. If not, you can keep them hips width or wider. But really press the toes down so much that your kneecaps are lifting away from the ground. So we're going to go into a couple of cobra poses here just to wake up the upper spine. Exhale everything out. As you inhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Keep the neck nice and neutral, so you don't need to crane your neck. It doesn't matter how high you look up. This is more about using your inhale breath to lift, and then exhaling to lower down. So we'll do that a couple more times. Exhaling everything out. Inhale, press the toes down, feel your heart lift. Maybe inhale a little bit higher, and then exhale, lower it down. One more time like that, inhale. Yeah, feel if you can lighten the weight in your hands. Even if you don't lift your hands up, you don't need to. Just think about lightening the weight, pressing into the ground. And then exhaling to lower back. Good. From here, come into a child's pose. Just taking a moment, resetting your spine, feeling the difference between this child's pose and the very first one. And then from here, tucking your toes under, coming back into your downward facing dog. So now we're going to do all of it and put it all together. So as you inhale, you're going to lift through the heels. You'll keep your heels lifted. Ripple your spine forward so that you're in this high plank pose. And then you're going to lower yourself all the way down. Knees can come down too if you need. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift through your chest for cobra pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back into your child's pose. And then exhaling, downward facing dog. Again, like that. Inhale, lifting through the heels. Exhale, rippling forward. Inhale, lower the knees if you need to. Lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, down. Inhale, back to your child's pose. And now from here, you can keep that same flow going, or you can add on, coming back into our downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting through the heels. Exhale, ripple it forward. Instead of lowering all the way down, keep the toes tucked under and just lower the hips. Lift your chest for this modified up dog. Then as you exhale, use your belly, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, like that, inhaling, lifting the heels. Exhale, use your core, ripple your spine forward, lower the hips, lift through the heart. Keep the toes tucked, or curled under rather, core really engaged. Exhale, chin to chest, press the earth away, lift the hips, lower the heels. One more time like that. Inhale, lifting through the heels. Exhale, rippling forward. Inhale, lowering through the hips, lifting through the heart. Exhale, chin to chest, lift your hips, all the way back, downward facing dog. And now from here, the spine is nice and awake now. So shift back forward into your or into your plank pose rather. You can drop to the knees or challenge yourself, come all the way down. So adding on a little more spinal exercise here since you're a little more warm now. So working into our half floor bow pose into full floor bow. So both arms are going to come out in front of you. We'll start with the right foot. So bend at the right knee here. Bring your right hand to grab the outside of your right foot. So your thumb is closer to your heel. Your pinky finger is closer to your toes. Exhaling everything out. First, inhale to kick up and back through your right leg. If that feels good, add the left leg to join it. If that feels good, inhale to reach your left arm forward. So you're in this half bow shape. Every inhale breath brings you up a little higher. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Release that foot. Bring your forehead down, just take a moment. And then right into the other side. So bending at the left knee, left hand reaches back for the outside of your foot. So the thumb is closer to your heel, your pinky finger is closer to your toes. Exhale everything out. Inhale to kick up and back into the left hand. Maybe adding on the right leg. You can keep the right arm down, or if it feels good, you reach the right arm up. So you really have options here, whatever feels good to you. Holding for 3. Holding for 2. All the way down on 1. Good. Now from here, make a little pillow with your hands. Bring your forehead down. Bend both of the knees and just start to drop the heels side to side, just shaking out the hips just a little bit. And now we're going to put it all together. So bring the knees in, hips width distance or wider if that feels better. Reach back, grab your ankles. This is a great place to grab a strap or a belt if that makes it a little easier to grab for your feet. You can either grab the tops of the feet, or if you want more of a challenge, you can grab your ankles and flex the heels. So whatever feels best for you. Today I'm just going to grab the tops of my feet. Exhale everything out. As you inhale, kick first up and back into your hands, and then lift through the chest. So you're feeling this kick draw your heart forward and up, opening up through the shoulders. Kick, stretch, reach for 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Again, stack your opposite hand on top, make a little pillow, and windshield wiper the legs here, releasing any tension through the back. So we're going to do that one more time. Bringing the knees in, hips width distance. Grabbing either the tops of the feet or the ankles, so I'll grab my ankles this time. Keeping the feet flexed if you are grabbing the ankles. You want your neck in line with your spine, so it's okay to try to look up here, but only if it feels good. Exhale everything out. Inhale, kick up and back first, and then lengthen, lift through your chest, through your heart, and allow the kick to take you a little further. Feel if you can roll to the soft part of your belly, look to the sky, kick, stretch, reach. We're here for 3, for 2, this is it, and 1. Come on down. Lower your forehead, windshield wiper the feet side to side. And then from here, come on up to your tabletop. Shift back into your child's pose, this time taking the knees really nice and wide, releasing through the low back. You can bring your arms out in front of you, or you can bring your hands back by your heels. Coming back to your breath. Back bends can be really energizing, so if you feel like your heart rate has increased, that's probably why. So bringing your breath into play and allowing it to soften you into this really restorative pose. And stay here for as long as it feels good to you. Namaste.